You know when you look up at the night sky and you see that one point of light that's just impossibly bright? Yeah, that's Venus. We call it our neighbor, but really it's more like Earth's long-lost twin. A twin with a seriously dark and dramatic backstory. So let's get right into the story of these two worlds. And this is where it all starts. I mean, just look at how uncanny this resemblance is. The numbers don't lie. Venus is almost the exact same size as Earth. It's made of the same rocky stuff, and it's got about 81.5% of our mass. I mean, for all intents and purposes, they were sister planets, born from the exact same cosmic dust. And that right there is the central mystery we're going to unravel. If they were so incredibly similar at the start, what went so catastrophically wrong for Venus? How did one twin blossom into a paradise, while the other became, well, a vision of hell? To understand that huge twist, we first have to look at our own history with Venus. Because for thousands of years, we didn't see it as a cautionary tale. We saw it as a beacon of love and beauty hanging in our sky. And you really can't overstate how brilliant it is. Seriously, after the sun and our own moon, Venus outshines literally every other star and planet. So, of course, it became this huge focal point for ancient cultures all over the world. It was just this constant, stunning presence in their lives. The Romans famously named it Venus after their goddess of love. But what's wild is that for centuries, a lot of cultures, the Romans and Greeks included, thought it was two different objects. They called the morning star Lucifer, which means light bringer, and the evening star Vesper. It actually took the super keen observations of the ancient Sumerians to finally figure out, hey, wait a minute, that's the same star. For centuries, that's all Venus was, this beautiful, mysterious light in the sky, a subject of myths and poems. But then science came along and gave us a completely new way to see. And as our tools got better, we started to peel back the layers of that mystery, starting with those thick, swirling clouds. You know, when Galileo first pointed his telescope at Venus, he saw its phases, which was a huge deal. It proved it orbited the sun. But no one, and I mean no one, could see the surface. It was just this blank, featureless white sphere, which of course fueled all kinds of crazy speculation. Could it be a lush, tropical world under there, maybe teeming with life? Well, the reality, as we discovered, was way more sinister. Those beautiful, bright clouds, they're not water. They're a planet-wide blanket of corrosive, choking sulfuric acid. And that was the first major clue that Venus was not the paradise anyone had ever imagined. But it was the space race that truly ripped the veil away for good. As you can see here, each mission added another horrifying piece to the puzzle. In '62, NASA's Mariner 2 confirmed scorching hot temperatures. Then the Soviet Venera program just relentlessly went after it, finding an atmosphere of almost pure carbon dioxide. They even managed the first landing on another planet, though the probe only survived for a few minutes. It was this slow, dramatic reveal, all leading up to 1982, when Venera 13 sent back the very first, haunting color photos from the surface of Venus. And with those images and all that data, the romantic vision of Venus wasn't just challenged, it was shattered. Completely. What lay beneath those acid clouds was a true, bona fide hellscape. Let's start with the heat. We're talking an average surface temperature of 464 degrees Celsius. That's 867 Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt lead. It is by far the hottest planet in our solar system. Yep, even hotter than Mercury, which is right next to the sun. And then you've got the pressure. It's more than 92 times what we feel here on Earth. To put that in perspective, standing on the surface of Venus would feel like being nearly a kilometer deep in our ocean. You'd be crushed into a pancake instantly. So what's driving these absolutely insane conditions? Well, here's the culprit. An atmosphere that is over 96% carbon dioxide. A super potent greenhouse gas that traps heat with terrifying efficiency. And just to make things even weirder, the planet spins backwards. On Venus, the sun rises in the west and sets in the east, and it spins so ridiculously slowly that a single day on Venus is actually longer than its entire year. It's just a completely alien, disorienting world. Okay, so we've painted this picture of a toxic, crushing, scorching world. Case closed, right? Well, no. Because the most staggering discovery of all wasn't about what Venus is today, but what it was a long, long time ago. We're about to look at the ghost of its past. So, was Venus just born this way, fated to be a hellscape from the start? Or did something truly terrible happen to it? And this one question, has completely changed how scientists see the planet. And the answer is just mind-blowing. All the evidence we have, from computer models to geology, points to one stunning conclusion. For a huge chunk of its history, we're talking maybe 2 or 3 billion years, Venus wasn't a hellscape. It may have been an ocean world, just like Earth. Just look at this timeline. Way back, early in the solar system's history, our sun was younger and about 30% dimmer. This actually put Venus smack in the middle of the habitable zone. It was cool enough for liquid water to pool into vast oceans, creating a world that might have been remarkably Earth-like. But then, around 700 million years ago, a catastrophe started. So how on Earth does an ocean world turn into a planetary acid bath? The answer lies in a climate catastrophe of unbelievable proportions. And here's exactly how that paradise was lost. Step 1. The sun got hotter as it aged. This started to evaporate Venus's oceans. Now, water vapor itself is a powerful greenhouse gas, so all that vapor in the air trapped more heat, which made the planet even hotter, which, you guessed it, evaporated even more water. It kicked off this vicious, unstoppable feedback loop that didn't stop until every last drop of the oceans had boiled away into the atmosphere. And then, 3 final blows sealed Venus's fate for good. First, unlike Earth, Venus has no magnetic field to protect it. So the sun's solar wind just blasted that water vapor out of the atmosphere and into deep space, gone forever. Then, evidence suggests massive planet-wide volcanic eruptions resurfaced the entire world, pumping the atmosphere full of the insane amounts of carbon dioxide we see today, locking Venus into its permanent hellish state. So when you put it all together, the story of Venus is so much more than just a story about a planet. It's a story about how a beautiful, habitable world can be lost forever. It's a chilling, cautionary tale about just how fragile a planetary climate can be. And that leaves us with one final, unavoidable question. We've seen how Earth's twin lost everything that made it a paradise. It really makes you look back at our own blue ocean world and wonder, are we doing enough to protect ours?